Hey everybody, what's going on? Fabian for Liberty. Check out fabianforliberty.com. So I normally don't talk about the GOP or the Democratic Party because really they're worthless, run by a bunch of, basically people that should be thrown in prison, and whether it's the insider trading or basically just stealing and looting taxpayer money. I mean, there's all kinds of different crimes and misdemeanors, all kinds of stuff that I could come up with. But here's an important point. The GOP is not only over, the GOP is dying. I mean, it's over for them. Democratic Party, not so much, because they've become the party of, hey, I'm just going to give you free stuff and vote for me. And that's a pretty compelling argument for most people that, think about it. We're now in about a third generation of Americans that have been brought up to be taken care of by big government. I mean, government's taken care of from the cradle, literally, to the grave. And, I've witnessed this in my business with people that, may live in apartment communities, or even with my own family members, where they've been on government entitlements for 20 years. And as soon as something changes, or maybe like some of them will go away, or some of those entitlements may get cut, I mean, they get pissed because they believe they're entitled to this. And no one should be able to take it away. I mean, they think that, hey, it's okay if we go and take it from the wealthy or the people that are working because they have so much. And ultimately, that's what the Democratic Party has done, created class warfare. And if you go back in history, you'll see that on the cusp of revolutions, on the cusp of empire collapses, class warfare is always at the front and center of it all. Here in this video, I want to talk about who bugged the GOP, because GOP Senate leader Mitch McConnell has come out and said his campaign offices in Kentucky were bugged, that basically somebody was listening in to their recording and, basically strategizing on defeating actress that was going to run, I forget her name right now, one of the Judd sisters, Ashley Judd. She was considering running for public office against him, and she dropped out. She didn't do it, but they were, strategizing. And I know this from firsthand experience when I ran for public office, that basically you go up against any establishment whatsoever. I mean, basically, they will try to destroy your reputation, literally make things up about you, you name it. And they've been very successful. That's how they hold power, is that the elite in the GOP or in the Democratic Party, they also control the mainstream media because their money comes from the big multinational corporations. All the corporations that they funnel special interest money to are the same companies that many times own the media. And it's this wicked revolving door, if you will, of staying in power. Unfortunately for the Republican Party, people are waking up. There's talk of, having a third party, Rand Paul running as a third party. The overwhelming support for his father, Ron Paul, was evidence, I think, that the Republican Party is over. Now, they're not going to go down without a fight. The truth is that they will invent stories like someone bugged the GOP. And, we can go over the potential suspects of who did that. But I see this, and immediately I say, this is the signs of me of a dying party that is now going to all extremes to try to rebrand themselves as the victims and basically garner support or garner some kind of sympathy. But again, it's important that the Republican Party is dying, and as they die, they will go out swinging. And that means taking out libertarians, trying to destroy Republicans like Rand Paul. I mean, they'll do everything that they can to hold on to the power. And it's not just them, it's their corporatists that run them and that fund them. But who could have bugged the GOP? I mean, a lot of people are trying to say it was Obama, and that Obama is now like Nixon. I mean, really, the next person that I thought about was the feds. I mean, Mitch McConnell shouldn't just be leading the FBI investigation into who's bugging his campaign office. What about who's bugging the American people? Who's tracking our emails? What about the Utah data center? Why don't we send the FBI over there to figure out why are they storing all of our emails, credit card purchases, phone conversation records? Why doesn't he do a whole press conference about that? But that's totally fine. The American people could be bugged. They could have all their records and all their privacy violated, their Fourth Amendment shattered. But no, not Mitch McConnell cannot have any of that stuff happen. He has to be totally protected. And anyways, so back to, did Obama do it? Well, Obama could have done it, but I mean, I think that Mitch McConnell is kind of in cahoots with Obama. I mean, these guys are playing on the same team. So really, does Obama need to really know what's going on here? Old man, been in power forever, been in office forever. Now, I don't care if he's old. I mean, if he was somebody new that was, had the same principles and values that I do, I'd be like, I don't give a crap what age he is. I say old because he's old and tired. He's old and tired. He's been around for a long time, and he represents the status quo. Mitch McConnell represents the problem. So Obama's in camp with this guy. Obama likes this guy because he creates that faux opposition to say, hey, yeah, I don't like you, but hey, maybe let's have this grand compromise, and, I'll scratch your back, you scratch my back. So I don't think it was Obama. Was it the feds? The feds are already basically bugging all of us, like I said. So, I don't think it's them. Was it Jesse Benton? Many of you may or may not know, Jesse Benton used to run Ron Paul's campaigns. And, when he entered the whole Ron Paul campaign, a lot of people didn't like Jesse Benton. I was one of them. He's basically a GOP kind of, he's a party guy. He's about, bringing libertarians like, Jack Hunter, who's like, yeah, let's join the Republican Party. They're like all into being part of this. When I'm like, I don't want anything to do with these people, right? So he was about co-opting all the Ron Paul supporters, bringing them into the fold. Luckily, I think most libertarians and Ron Paul supporters are smart enough and realize that. But could it have been Jesse Benton doing the publicity stunt for Mitch McConnell, who anybody with half a brain and some conviction and principles and a little bit of money could probably challenge this guy, just like you had Rand Paul come from nowhere and defeat a big prominent, defeat that party in that state. Or you had Ted Cruz in Texas beat David Dewhurst and beat the whole entire Republican Party machine in Texas. That's what these guys are scared to death of. I wouldn't be surprised if who's blamed is some kind of Tea Party or, right-wing fringe group that ends up being the one who takes the blame for, bugging Mitch McConnell's office. Because, again, the GOP is over, the party is dying, and when they're dying, they get crazy, and they're going to go down swinging, rest assured. The economy, the Constitution, the Republic is on the brink. So that means these huge power organizations are going to do everything they can to hold power pre and post collapse. I'm Fabian for Liberty. Let me know what you think. Comment, share it on social media if you've enjoyed my video. Thanks for watching. I'm out.